Dissension in the ranks. At least one Horry County School Board member insists there's simply not enough transparency when it comes to spending your tax dollars. We've got reaction to that claim. And more kitchen fires are happening now here in Myrtle Beach. The device firefighters say can save your family and your home.
Plus, the push to get crime out and clean up parts of Horry County, the process underway that neighbors are having to pitch in with. Then getting the benefits from the tourism industry starts with having visitors here. One hotel has plans to stand out from the competition.
Also, team coverage from the First Alert Center with your traffic and your weather. WMBF News Today at 5:30 starts right now.
First in high definition. Live, local, late breaking. This is WMBF News Today at 5:30.
Good Thursday morning. Right now on the satellite and radar, we are tracking some showers across the border belt, mainly for the northern tip of Scotland County, and then a couple peppered just north of Lumberton. But you see that the main event is still way off to the west, just now starting to edge in across the upstate. This is going to make its way our direction as we head closer to noon. So until then, expect just a cloudy morning drive, maybe a stray sprinkle or two if you're across the border belt, but other than that, should be a dry commute. 54 right now from Myrtle Beach, 48 from Marion, and 50 in Florence. As we go throughout your morning, temperatures could drop a little bit over the next couple of hours, but by the time we get to 11 o'clock, temperatures get down to 50 before they start to rebound back to the mid-50s this afternoon. I'll use future radar to take you hour by hour through that rain forecast coming up in just a bit.
Well, if you're going to be taking 17 this morning, few slowdown spots for you. We still have that right lane closed right near Barefoot Landing if you're going on 17 northbound. Now on the South Strand, a little bit of construction work might slow you down there as well. We are going to have lane closures. 17 bypass at 17 business right near Murrells Inlet. So if you're headed to lunch in Murrells Inlet today, you might expect a little bit of a delay. Other areas on 17 are looking fine right now, though. Quick look at 17 at the back 8, also 17 at 29th Avenue. We're not seeing any major delays. Also, everything is rolling along smoothly this morning along I-95. And I'm going to keep my eye on the roads, and I'll update you again coming up in just about 10 minutes.
Thank you, Brittany. From picking up trash to fixing up homes and, of course, cleaning out crime, a neighborhood in dire need of just a little TLC in Loris is on the county's radar now and about to get some major attention. Katrina Helmer live in the studio for us with more on the Bennett Loop Neighborhood Revitalization Plan. Good morning.
Good morning. Well, this neighborhood revitalization plan is the second one the county has taken on. It's all part of the county's master plan, and I'm finding out the Bennett Loop neighborhood is going to take a lot of effort, not just from the county, but from the people living there as well. The Bennett Loop neighborhood in Loris is right behind the airport, and it's not really a loop, it's just a long curved dead-end road. The road is littered with trash and numerous burned down and abandoned homes or dilapidated homes as well. So part of the county's master plan is to go into low to moderate income areas and try to connect with the community members and local churches and try to gauge what their interests and concerns are. Then they come up with a plan to get the community involved in the revitalization and then give them a roadmap on how to achieve that. The first one done was in Race Path about 2 years ago, and it's doing very well according to Lisa Borsier, the county spokesperson. So for Bennett Loop, they're using some of the same criteria. When they did the surveys in the neighborhood, the majority of what people were concerned with included drugs, crime, and no sidewalks or streetlights.
We're able to go in there and help them establish a goals as a community, and we're able to assist with cleanups, able to secure some grant money to rehab some of the homes that are debilitated, and able to rehab them and make them livable for them, and any type of additional infrastructure that they may need in that area.
This is all at committee level right now, so today members will have the chance to bring up any concerns before it's sent off to council. At council, it will then go through 3 readings before a final approval. Live in the studio, Katrina Helmer, WMBF News.
Thank you, Katrina. 5:34 right now. Some feel that the Horry County School Board is making too many decisions behind closed doors. During a meeting meant to discuss how the county will choose the firm to build and design their 5 new schools, one board member stood up with concerns against voting to go an executive session during meetings that are supposed to be public. They voted to do so on the advice of an Horry County Schools consultant.
From my standpoint, this is standard business. When you receive legal advice, you go in Executive session. When you receive contractual advice, you go into executive session. When you're talking about personnel, you go into executive session.
The board member who was against the vote says you have the right to know what's being done with our tax dollars for your students. The chairman told us that everything the public has the right to do, they hear.
5:35 right now. Tuberculosis test results are now coming back after a case was confirmed at Conway High School last week. Officials from DHEC say the results will be posted on their website once everyone who was tested has been contacted. 93 people who were potentially exposed to the infected student were tested for the disease on Friday. A second tuberculosis test clinic was held yesterday. 41 more people went in for free testing.
The Grand Strand has thousands of hotels and restaurants to choose from, and we all know that competition can be stiff. That's why many establishments are making improvements before the start of the busy season.
Yeah, Jenna DeAngelis is live once again in Surfside Beach at the Surfside Beach Resort. She's finding out what they're doing to get heads in the beds.
David, this hotel, the Surfside Beach Resort, is undergoing major renovations to stay on the cutting edge of hospitality. The hotel's general manager says the goal is to get guests not just calling in once for a reservation, but time and time again.
Thank you so much for calling Surfside Beach Resort. This is Sharon. Can I help you?
It's that time of year. The sun is out and hotel booking calls are coming in.
There's a lot of opportunities to go a lot of places on vacation, and we must stay ahead of that and continue to let the traveling public, the vacationing public know what the Grand Strand, in particular for us, Surfside Beach, has to offer.
Surfside Beach may be miles away from the bustling area around the Myrtle Beach Skywheel, but guests say this area has its own niche.
I really like staying here because it's very low-key and comfortable.
That's one reason the general manager of Surfside Beach Resort says people come to Surfside. The other, the location between the attractions in Myrtle and the Marsh Walk in Murrells Inlet, which he says allows visitors to get the best of both worlds.
Yeah, it's competitive with Myrtle Beach, but our unique opportunity down here is that if you're looking for quiet and safe and secure and a less crowded beach, we offer that to our guests.
Since Surfside Beach is filled with rental homes, the resort is one of the few in the town. With that being said, the GM says it has to stay top of the line. That's why it's bringing in the hard hats, undergoing renovations, to make sure the hotel and your destination always stands out.
Our guests are living here on vacation for 3 or 4 days or more, and we want to meet all their expectations and send them home with a wow experience.
On top of all these renovations happening inside the hotel's restaurant outside Scotty's Beach Bar has also been remodeled. Reporting live in Surfside Beach, Jenna DeAngelis, WMBF News.
Myrtle Beach firefighters say they've seen a huge rise in cooking fires in our area, and they're now trying to teach everyone about the danger firsthand. So take a look at this video of a cooking pot on fire. The device above the stove quickly puts that fire out before it gets out of control. Do you see that? The magnetic device is placed under your range hood over the stove. The stovetop fire stop suppressors will release a powder agent to put that fire out on the stove. Myrtle Beach firefighters are now going around the community to teach you about fire safety and prevention with a movable demonstration unit.
Safe. So by showing them this demonstration, showing them the dangers of fire, actually how high the flames can get before they hit this fusible link right here, before they light this off, it really drives the point home, and it shows our citizens that there are dangers in their house.
It looks pretty simple, doesn't it? Fire crews say the best way, of course, to prevent cooking fires is to never leave materials unattended on the stove. But having this device doing what it's about to do here, let's see if we can get that thing to go off again, along, of course, with smoke detectors and fire extinguishers, can help save your family's life. There it goes.
There it goes.
A North Myrtle Beach man has been arrested after being accused of inappropriate sexual actions with 3 young girls. A 15-year-old told her mother that Brian Furman touched her and her younger sisters. The teen also says the 54-year-old made them perform sex acts even after they said no several times. He's facing a lot of charges this morning, including criminal sexual conduct in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd degrees. The police say this happened for several years.
We have more details right now about the Bike Fest task force meetings. Emergency officials, police, and other agencies say they're good to go with their plans for Memorial Day weekend. They went through simulations on how to handle emergencies and problems. MYR has also given the final details for flight schedules to police. This will help them with the visitors arriving who will be part of the traffic loop. But the task force is still working on finalizing plans for road signs and message boards that will let you know about any issues that arise on that traffic loop. Nuclear talks with Iran continue in Switzerland today. Officials are rushing toward a crucial deadline.
And they have a choice. They can either outline a plan or call it quits till the end of the month. Tracy Potts has the latest from Washington.
Wish you best of luck, Mr. Secretary. Thank you again.
Today, the House Foreign Affairs Committee hears from the State Department on how the talks are going and Treasury on whether U.S. sanctions against Iran will continue. Lawmakers want a much longer, tougher deal than Secretary of State John Kerry is negotiating in Switzerland to prevent the possibility of Iran building a nuclear weapon. Now, a new twist. Israel's prime minister has won re-election after being very publicly and vehemently opposed to these talks.
We don't think that his win has impacted the Iran negotiations or will.
Analysts say Benjamin Netanyahu's opposition to the talks and rejecting a Palestinian state sets up an almost inevitable confrontation with President Obama.
Those two issues are going to drive this relationship, unfortunately, I think, to a bad place.
Back in Switzerland, Iran's technical experts say they've worked out all but one or two key issues on curbing the country's nuclear production. Talks are expected to continue tomorrow. Tracy Potts, NBC News, Washington.
And the CCU basketball team has arrived in Omaha, Nebraska to compete in the NCAA tournament. The Chanticleers got there last night just after 6:30. This will be their second trip to the tournament in as many years. These are pictures posted on Coastal Carolina University's Facebook page. Look, the guys arrived there. They'll be taking on those Wisconsin Badgers Friday night at 9:20. Go Chants. And you can still support the Chants if you couldn't make it to Omaha, like us here. The university is holding a watch party in the Student Union game room. Stop by starting at 9 for free pizza and a front row seat for all of that basketball action.
All right, if your kids love dinosaurs, there's a new attraction opening today in Myrtle Beach. Dinosaurs, the exhibition, will be between Margaritaville and Ripley's Aquarium at Broadway at the beach. The interactive experience has animatronic dinosaurs. There will be a life-size model of a T-Rex and Triceratops that you can climb up on and ride. Or you can go through the Dig a Dino Adventure Zone, where kids can become junior paleontologists to find dinosaur fossils. Ticket prices, $9.95 for kids, $14.95 for adults. You can stop by from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Having trouble remembering where you left your keys or your cell phone? Research now says you may have found the secret to improving your memory. It'll cost you nothing. Details next.
And you'll be dealing with rain later today, but I also have my eye on the weekend. It's all ahead in your First Alert forecast.